So you guys know that my last girlfriend is the one who brought me to the red pill, right? Her and I dated for a year and a half, and the last 6 months of the relationship, she was cheating on me with the same guy I told her not to be friends with. Go figure, right? How that happened. And then after the breakup was really nasty, really horrible, actually. I think I go into a little bit more details than I'm gonna go into today in this video on another video, so you can go check that out. I think that video's title was "Men's Feelings," so go check it out. It was a good video. But nonetheless, after that breakup, for the next 3 months, because that breakup happened at the beginning of the summer, for the next 3 months, I was crying every single day for this chick, right? And obviously, I missed her. Obviously, I missed the good times I had with her. And I think a month left of the summer break, my best friend, sent me a picture of her on the shoulders of the same guy she cheated on me with, right? They're on a vacation at the same lake her and I were supposed to go that summer. So just to give you guys in perspective that this girl crushed my heart completely, and then she's sleeping around with the same guy I told her not to be friends with. And on top of that, she's taking him to the places her and I used to go to. So you guys can already imagine all kinds of thoughts are running wild through my head. That, man, she's doing everything I taught her to do with this guy. She is doing all the nasty stuff in the bed that I taught her to do, because she was a virgin at first when I dated her. I have only dated virgins in my life so far, by the way, guys. And then now, I can't, like, I used to call her my girl. She was mine, right? I mean, those were my blue pill sim days. Obviously, I didn't know that she's not mine, it's just my turn. And then now she's somebody else's. And, just the same things that she was doing with me, I was imagining him in my shoes, imagining him in her bedroom instead of me on top of her, dripping his sweat on top of her. Imagining him cooking with her in her kitchen. Imagining him laughing with her family, with her dad, with her mom, with her brothers, with her brother-in-laws. Her and I used to go to a family dinner that her family would throw every Sunday. I was imagining him in that seat. Dude, I was completely miserable. Like, I'm so glad that I found the red pill. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even be here today. Like, I started having ending myself thoughts. I shit you not. I was literally having doubts on if I should even live or not. So I'm so glad I found the red pill, because it literally and figuratively saved my life. And that's why I try to preach this knowledge to you guys. And I know for a damn fact, that my videos are a therapy for a lot of you guys. So now that I look back at it, and I had this realization a few months ago, actually. Now that I look back at it, or back then a few months ago when I looked back at it, I told myself, you know what? It's not really her that I'm missing. It's that time that I spent with her that I'm missing. And I've had that realization multiple times before that as well. Even when I was going through that breakup myself, that summertime, I even told, after seeing her bullshit and her fuckery, what she's been doing. Dude, as soon as she broke my heart, as soon as she pulled the trigger and broke up with me, she left to go to Vegas with her family. And my friend was keeping tabs on her. I was keeping tabs on her by creating other fake profiles on Instagram and Facebook, and trying to look at her story through those profiles, because she blocked my profile on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, fellas, at Zeekpeak. And so I would see her having fun on the beach with her girlfriends. Some guys are around them, all sorts of stuff. And so, like, fresh out of the breakup, as soon as she breaks up with me, an hour later, she jumps onto the plane and goes to Vegas. That's how fresh that wound was. And she was there for 3 days or a week, I think. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I was seeing her bullshit and fuckery throughout that whole summer. And multiple times I had that feeling throughout that summer as well, that, man, I'm really not missing this chick. It's the feeling of being with somebody who I thought that I could share everything with. That's what I'm really missing. And I try to seek that out into multiple girls after I kind of recovered from that breakup, you know? After I started finally taking the red pill, but I wasn't fully aware. I was just going through the stages, different stages of the red pill. I didn't accept the red pill yet. That's when I was in the bargaining stage. I tried to look out. I tried to find her in other girls, and that ended in disasters, fellas. The amount of chicks that I ran through after that breakup, that fall, because the breakup happened in summer, and then my whole phase started in the fall, and it was just emptiness after emptiness after emptiness. After every single new chick I slept with, I felt like, man, I'm missing something. I'm missing something. She didn't do it. Maybe her titties were too small. Maybe her booty wasn't big enough. Maybe her head game wasn't strong enough. Maybe she looked like Shrek's fiance, Princess Fiona, right? Fiona, whatever, how the hell you say her name. Like, I would always be very picky to pick out something about this girl that I'm smashing, instead of accepting the flaws that she has and coming in peace with that. Something inside of me was just not satisfying itself. And then I finally looked back and I saw that, man, it's because I haven't come in peace with my own self. You see, what happened was, fellas, is that in that relationship, I left a part of me to her, to my ex-girlfriend, and that's the part I missed for the longest time, till I finally realized that that part is dead, and that part that I left with her is my man-child, is my blue pill beta simp part. So it's a good thing that, yeah, it's dead, but also this is a curse as red pill aware men, is that we are always in this conundrum. We can't just have fun, quote unquote, and be ignorant, because sometimes ignorance is bliss. Now every situation we go in, our guards are up. We have our guards up, right? Man, why is this hoe all giggly with me? What does she want out of me? That's the first thing we ask ourselves. What is this girl's past like? Let me figure out more about her, instead of enjoying the moment, instead of just going with the flow, per se, right? And that's good. Hey, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be, I'm not saying the strategies we use to filter out these hoes is bad by any means. That's saving people's lives. That saved my lives, because when I was going through that hoe phase, I encountered multiple women that were no good thoughts for me, that were no good at all. And without this screening process, I wouldn't be able to save myself from them, protect myself from them. So that's extremely good. But you also have to understand, where is this coming from? See, we can only give you a solution to problems that we know what the problem is to begin with. I didn't know why I was feeling so miserable. I didn't know why I was missing her so much. This girl broke my heart, cheated on me, and on top of that, now she's playing all these games to pour salt on that wound, to make it even worse, doing the same things she was doing with me with this new guy now, going to the same places her and I were supposed to go to with this new guy now. Then why do I still miss her? It's because I miss that old part of me. I miss that old me. Because once you go through a traumatizing event like that, you are never the same. So next time you miss somebody, just know it's not that person, it's not that person that you're missing. It's yourself, that old you that you're missing. And that's why you'll always notice that you are missing the old times with her instead of her. You are missing more that old times. You're missing that old times, those old times that you guys spent together, went to the fair together, went to go get ice cream together, held each other's hand at the mall, fed each other food with spoon or any of that bullshit. All this cute bullshit that you guys did, the fairy tale Disney crap that you guys did, the stuff that you guys did when you were in the cupcake phase with each other, you miss that time more than her. The reason behind is because you were there with, a part of you was there in that time with her. And that part is the number one thing that you really miss. And that's why you want to replace her with another girl, i.e. meaning that you want to replace those good old times with somebody else. You want to put somebody else in those good old times. And that's why you'll always notice that if you haven't completely recovered out of a traumatizing event like this, out of a very bad breakup, the next girl you date or mess around with, you always seem to or tend to take that girl, the next girl, to the exact same places you took your ex-girlfriend as your first date, to get ice cream, to hang out. You always notice that. You don't seem to do anything new with this new chick. You always want to relive, that's the word I'm looking for. You always want to relive those past memories, with somebody else now. Because in those memories, you were there. And that's the biggest drug that you're missing right now, a part of yourself. Fellas, it's not that easy to just completely lose a part of yourself and be okay with that. It took me the longest time to realize that man, why do I miss this bitch so damn much when she gave me nothing but headaches? The reason behind that is this. And to be a real man, to be an alpha man, whatever you want to call yourself, to be sensible and responsible and realistic. That's the key word. To be realistic. Shit, you can't see me now. To be realistic. That man-child part of you must die. You must leave that person behind, fellas. Now, you might be red-pilled because of multiple reasons or any other reason but a breakup, right? That doesn't matter. What matters is you leaving that simp part, that beta part behind you. Whatever the reason was, whyever you did it, you must do it. And that's the hardest part. Sometimes you guys lose your job and that makes you red-pilled. And then you are in this conundrum with yourself where you tell yourself, man, I can't really trust anyone. I did all this for this job, for this person, and they just let me go like that. Because in that job, when you were giving your 100% to that job, to that person, to your employer, you were also giving a part of you to that person. Fellas, you guys don't realize that when you're at your work from 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever you do, you spend a major chunk of your day at your job, meaning that you spend a lot of time in there. So inevitably, in the back of your head, subconsciously, you are putting out a part of you into that environment. A part of you lives there in your head. That's why you see that every new place that you guys go to, you feel uncomfortable when you go to a new work, a new environment, a new place, a new chick to talk to. But as soon as you get comfortable with that place, as soon as you start working there for a little bit, as soon as you take that girl out for a couple of days and you smash her a couple of times, you become comfortable with her because your brain tells yourself, oh, I'm familiar with this. This is not a threat to me. Because this came from evolution. Quick history lesson for you guys is that back in the caveman era days, we didn't know a whole lot of things in the world. The world was very unknown to us, mankind, right? So any new creature or incident that we faced, for example, fire, when humans first invented fire, we didn't know what the hell it was. We were extremely afraid of it. But then when we got comfortable with it, now we told ourselves, okay, this is no big deal. This is easy. This is just fire. Or, oh, this is just a mammoth. This is how we kill it. But before, we didn't know it. It was unknown to us. So new situations make us uncomfortable because no part of us is invested in there. And subconsciously, we are not there in that new environment yet. And that's why when we pull the plug from getting fired from a job, even when your pet dies, right? Even when family members pass away, friends pass away, or friendship breaks, you'll always notice that, yeah, you might be missing that person, but something else is also troubling you inside. You just can't seem to put your finger on it. And that something else is that part of you that's gone away with them, with that person, with your pet, that you'll never get back. And it's happening subconsciously. That's why it's hard for you to pinpoint it. So next time, fellas, whenever you miss someone, you miss her, or this video also goes for ladies too, you know? If you guys had a shitty ass boyfriend, and you miss him because he was toxic and you just couldn't get enough of it. That's another whole different dynamics. Women's psychology works different than men's psychology. Fellas, I read psychology books every now and then. Not read, but listen to the podcast and listen to the books. That's how I learn about human psychology every now and then, and I highly recommend you guys do the same. Learning about human psychology is absolutely fascinating. So that's why you're missing this person, is because a part of you is gone with them. So and that part that's gone with them was the part that crippled you, was the part that didn't let you grow. Because when you're in a relationship, you don't grow. You grow and you stay motivated when you're single because you're hungry, you're driven. So that part had to be eliminated from you. So it's a good thing. And you should thank your ex. And you should thank yourself to be able to come out of that, to be able to endure that pain. And you should never be so harsh on yourself after a breakup, asking yourself, hey, why did this breakup happen? What if I did X, Y, and Z different? Maybe this breakup wouldn't have happened. You don't know that. This is a paradox, right? Because you don't know what certain things could lead to what, right? You can never possibly say that. You're not God. You don't have a magic ball that you can just brush over and it tells you the future or different outcomes simultaneously, right? So you can never say that, oh, if I did this, this wouldn't have happened. Yeah, maybe that wouldn't have happened, but something else would have happened that would have caused the breakup. You don't know that. You don't know what can happen right now, tomorrow, next year. So don't be so harsh on yourself telling that, hey man, I should have done this, that, and the other. You have to look at the facts. These are the facts. This is what happened. You cannot go back and change it. Now, next time you're going to be proactive, but this time you're definitely not going to be reactive. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.